Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a publisher, an author, a coach, a speaker. I am absolutely passionate about everything that has to deal with women over 50. And today's episode on Coffee with Cheryl is living your best life based on the 4 Ps. And just a few minutes, our guest today, Carmen Ray, who is a dear friend and also a colleague. We've known each other for years. I'm so excited to have you, Carmen, today. And I'm going to have her introduce herself to you after we go through our monthly quote. So our quote for today is, I like to read them so I get them right. Purpose is the driving force behind all great achievements. When you have a clear sense of purpose, nothing can stop you. Remember that. When you know where you're going, you have a purpose, nothing can stop you. And Carmen Ray, who is the CEO and founder of Be Well Travel and Lifestyle Magazine, is the perfect example today to tell you and show you when you live your purpose, just great things happen. Good morning, Carmen.
Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, Cheryl. I am so happy to be platformed by your amazing your amazing work, and we do have some really good history together. You all, before we get started, let me just say a little bit about my friend Cheryl. You know, in life, especially when we're navigating entrepreneurship, so often once we've gotten on the other side of things, we got our rhythm, we have our clarity about our business model and all of that. It's really easy for people to come and be a part of that. But what I love about my dear friend Cheryl today is when I moved from Wisconsin to Arizona, without a clue of what it is that I was going to do. I had a vision, I had some business ideals, but they weren't all sorted out. And what I love about Cheryl is that she supported me before I figured it out, because it's not easy to support people when they're still trying to figure it out. So she has been a sponsor of my events. She's been a speaker at my events when I first moved to Arizona. And I literally moved to Arizona with 2 pieces of luggage and $200 to my name. I had navigated divorce, major losses, but I just was able to reinvent myself because of women like Cheryl. So when I tell you I'm excited about today's conversation, I'm excited because by far Cheryl has proven to be one of the strongest women and one that I adore. She's been consistent, and because of her vision to support women over 50, I am grateful to be part of her tribe.
Oh my God, you're making me just almost cry, Carmen. Thank you. I,
You
I, I
are
do
welcome.
remember those early days.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
when we first met, you were a vendor at an event that I was
Yeah.
doing, a women's event. And I really met you to get insurance. And then
Yeah.
we started talking, and it's to me, I think I feel like it's the reverse because at that
Mm.
point I was still trying to figure out 50 something lifestyle, and you gave me the platform to speak to women and to begin to really know that I had something here.
Yes,
So, ladies, get a mentor, get a friend, find
that's right.
that positive person that you can hang with. So, Carmen, tell our audience who you are, what you're
Yeah.
doing, and where you come from, all of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, at different seasons of our life, depending on what year, what set of circumstances, and people ask us to tell who we are and what we do, it's really simple for me at this stage of my life at 63 years old, approaching 64. When I walk away from people and they remember me, I want them to know this is a woman that believes deeply in options and entrepreneurship, and she is very resilient. That's who I am. That's who I've been as a mother. That's who I've been as a business owner, as a community person. Those are my things. I always, always want to experience people that when I leave their presence, that they feel better about their options and potential. So that's who I am in a nutshell.
She's being very modest, and that's true. That's who you are. Um, one of, I think, one of your biggest assets from just watching you over the years is how you are also consistent. When I met you, Be Well was to connect, connecting women, and
Yes,
you're still doing that, but you're
yes,
doing it on a broader scale through your magazine and
yes.
through your business PlanNet marketing. Um,
Hmm.
and you got something to share with us a little bit more about the 4 Ps.
Yes.
Now, I want you to tell people how you came from a background of childcare and working in government and with
Mhm.
uh, services.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. I spent a huge, huge part of my early career. And my whole background is a little different than a lot of people. I was married at 16. I had started college at 16. I had my first child at 16. So when I tell you all of my early dreams about going to Spelman College, when I graduated high school and all of that, well, I had to take a detour because once I got pregnant, I also got married and I had huge responsibilities. So my family got started in childcare because my mother was like, my grandbaby's not going to a daycare. So she adjusted her career to be able to stay home with my son so that she could be his primary caregiver while I figured life out. And so, as a result of that, our family ended up in the childcare business. My mother was very, very, very successful. She ended up growing her business to well over $1 million, and that kind of led me on a track of doing work to support families. Everything from domestic violence to fatherhood work. I operated several early childhood centers in Wisconsin, and I did that work for years. So that was my early beginning in my career. So a lot of that was social service kind of things. But by the time I did that work for so many years and I made my way to Arizona, I had no clue as to what I was going to do. But because of burnout, I knew what I wasn't going to do. I was like, I know I'm not doing anymore. And I loved the work when I was in it. But coming to Arizona gave me a moment to exhale and catch my breath. And I realized that sometimes working in those fields that's so heavy that trauma can kind of transfer to you if you're not careful. And I just felt like I paid my dues. I wanted to support the work. I still served on some boards, but I didn't want to be in the thick of it like I had been for so many years. And so when I came to Arizona, by that time I had been hosting mother-daughter retreats. I had been doing some things with women entrepreneurs. I had co-authored one of my first books called Raising Children in an Unhealthy World. And I did, some things like that. And so by the time I made it to Arizona, I connected with women like Cheryl, the 50 something community, Pat Gillum with the Sisterhood Extravaganza, and just start really finding my tribe. And then from that, 2018, I had a vision. I always love magazines. Like, I'm not one of these people that want to live online. Give me pencil, paper. I'm just that, yeah, I'm from that generation.
Right,
So
right.
I've always loved magazines. So even when my life was like chaotic and I had all this stuff going on, my family knew when my Essence magazine came in the mail, do not play with me. I'm going to have my candle, either coffee or a glass of wine. And I created rituals around my magazine. So 2018, I just said, let's just do it. And that's why it's so important to not only have a vision, but to nurture your vision periodically. I forgot about my passion and my love for magazines. So continued my work with one of my main business coaches, Michael DeMond, and I let him know my vision about how I want to do this magazine. So 2018 is when we released the very first issue of Be Well magazine. And the magazine's whole focus was to help women entrepreneurs to be well connected, to be well informed, and to be well inspired. And I think our first issue was on domestic violence because I worked in that
Right,
area.
right.
And so we talked about that and how does domestic violence impact women when they're trying to navigate entrepreneurship, all of that trauma, how will it maybe transfer and how we lead in our entrepreneurial and our business endeavors. And so now we've evolved, and the magazine has grown to be Well Travel and Lifestyle magazine because the magazine kind of grew with me and my community.
Right,
Where,
right.
where a lot of us are on the other side of life. We want to travel more. We're prioritizing our health. We're prioritizing the things that bring us joy. We've done a lot of sifting and sorting. And so that's kind of where we are now. And I also served as a platform for me to highlight my business partners. So, 2016, I was introduced to the travel business.
Mhm.
And with that travel business, it had a network marketing component that not only allowed me to book travel and earn commission, but it allowed me to help other people to do the same thing. So now I'm proud to be a director with the company that I started 9 years ago, started with, and now have almost 200 business partners, y'all. We've grown internationally. That's just my team. And it has just been a joy. I am literally enjoying partnering with people, helping them to grow their business, helping them to travel more for less, and it's just a whole nother layer. So I always encourage women entrepreneurs. Listen, we need to have more fun. No matter what your business is, you need to add a travel division to it. And so I have just been sharing that conversation with people from all over.
And I know you shared it with me several times, and I tried it, and it wasn't because the platform wasn't a good platform. So, ladies, connect with Carmen if you're looking for an opportunity to supplement your income or to start your own business. She's
Thank
the
you.
perfect person to do it because a part of your business is the coaching
Yes,
element, and
yes,
that's,
yes.
I think, is probably the strongest thing that you do is you not only just say, here, take this, you also coach women
Mhm.
and men to
Yes.
get to know how to build a business, how to sustain and be an entrepreneur. And that brings me to these 4 P's.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tell our audience, what do the 4 P's stand for?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, this is a brainchild that originated with my business coach, Michael DeMond of We Merge Media. He's a true creative. I'm more of a practitioner of concepts and ideals in business, but he is truly a creative. So I was hanging out on one of the platforms that he had created, and it was 4 Ps, and I was just reviewing it because he creates these things and maybe
Right.
create and don't look back. And I was looking, I was like, Mike, I really like this 4 Ps thing. And so it was purpose. I remember purpose being one of the Ps. And then I believe the second one is positioning. How do we position ourselves in the marketplace? The third one was partnerships. We got to have strategic partnerships in order to grow in business. And then I cannot remember what the fourth one was, but
Profit.
yeah, the fourth one that he originally had, I don't know what it was, but I
Oh, the
remember
original.
I
Okay.
changed it to profits. And so
Okay.
that was the adaptation that we made. And so it was literally one day I was in Arizona and I was feeling deeply grateful for the company I joined 9 years ago with PlanNet Market. I was like, man, because of this business decision I made 9 years ago, I was at a crossroads where I was ready to go into entrepreneurship full time, right?
Mhm.
And because I was serious about the travel side of my business, I was able to make a decision when the job just didn't feel right. It was in the area of medical billing, and y'all, let's
Mhm.
stay in alignment. I was so out of alignment. Every other month, the people was telling me, Carmen, you're spending too much time, on the calls with the customer service. You're not fast enough on, getting your
Yeah.
transactions done. And I just felt out of alignment, like,
Right. Right.
right, because I'm not going to rush people off the phone. I'm not a computer. When people are calling me for customer service, I'm going to take care of them.
Right.
And so I really wasn't good at the job, but because I had options with my Planet marketing business, I grew enough residual income that I could make that leap and say, okay, and submit my 2 week notice and continue to grow my team. So one day I was just getting dressed and I was just, kind of really in the shower thinking about how grateful I am and how many times people don't understand the power of network marketing because they don't give themselves time. But I
Right.
believe in
Right.
creating a business within the business. So I was feeling so grateful. I get on a call with Mike, like, Mike, let's do something with this 4 Ps. But because the way the information came to me, immediately in my spirit, I felt don't charge anything. Make it totally free. This is my way of giving back to the company that has given so much to me. And so I started doing these free group coaching programs with Mike, and the whole ideal is to help entrepreneurs no matter where you come from. You may be thinking about entrepreneurship, and we do something that's called 40 Days and 40 Nights, the 4 Ps program, because we know biblically there's something powerful about coming together and being able to separate the noise and really get connected to our purpose and our calling over a 40-day
Mhm.
period.
Right. Right.
So that's what this is based on. We come together at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Arizona time, because that's where I was living when I first
Mhm.
started it. It's a 30-minute free group coaching program. We bring people together, and for 10 days, we focus on purpose. So purpose is so foundational. If we're not clear about our purpose, we will flounder. We'll go for any new
Oh,
shiny
yeah.
object. We got to be grounded in our purpose. Then our second pillar, again, is partnership.
Mhm.
Who are those people? Like Cheryl is not directly connected to me in my travel business, but she is for sure a partner. She was just recently featured in my magazine.
Yeah.
She has invited me on her podcast. She's helped me to be a part of two of her books. Y'all can't tell me that's not my partner. There's different ways that people can partner with
Right.
you.
Right.
But so if you want to go alone, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you want to go with a team, a tribe, and that is the philosophy that I just stand by. So we really want to sit down and explore partnerships, and we do that for 10 days in our group coaching. And then the third pillar, the second pillar is positioning. The third pillar is partnerships. I got them out of order. So let's talk about positioning. Positioning is when people get access to Michael DeMond, We Merge Media, who
Mhm.
is absolutely a creative genius. And
Yeah.
that's what he talks. He talks about how do you position yourself in the marketplace? How do we, the impact of AI, all things marketing, these things that we couldn't normally afford. You get 10 days of content from him where you're going to be able to practice some things, something that would cost you hundreds, thousands of dollars to get access to his knowledge. You get that for 10 days. And then when we're doing the partnerships, one of my good friends, Denise Fields Russell, who was a award-winning principal for so many years and an education coach, she teaches the part about partnerships.
Right.
And then the last pillar, we all come back together and we talk about now how do you monetize your mission and really create profitability? Because once we become profitable in our business, that's the thing that we really have options. Because if we're struggling from month to month and we don't know how we're going to pay this, we're going to
Right.
pay
Right.
that, we start compromising, sure. We start taking on clients we really don't want to work with. We start wavering on our purpose and our goals. So I am that coach and woman entrepreneur that I'm going to talk about the money on the front end because not having enough resources have made me position me to make really bad decisions, business decisions, and personal decisions in my life. So I don't sugarcoat the conversation about money. And
Right.
that's the thing that we talk right front and center about profitability and being able to cost out your products and services to make sure that they are profitable.
That's true because people don't realize that every day in business you wake up at zero.
Yes,
And
yes,
whatever
yes,
you do that day, whether it's something recurring, which is what we like to do, those
that's
things that
right.
recur, or that you're out there, on the social media, on the phone, or within your own network, letting
Hmm.
people know what it is that you do.
Yes,
Because every single day, it is up to you. If a dollar is going to come in, you have to earn that dollar.
that's
Unlike
right.
that mindset is really something that a lot of people who love paychecks don't understand. It's not just going to come because you
Hmm.
want it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I just want to backtrack on one thing about Michael. And
Yes.
you are so right that the whole look and feel of my business he created, and it's still there, 50 something.
Wow.
That was in 20, it had to be in like 2016,
Yep.
2017. And he created such a strong brand that I've been able to carry it through my publishing and to my speaking. So he is amazing. And tell him I said hello when you.
I will. I will. I'll make sure I share this podcast with him too.
Oh,
And,
definitely.
and that's the importance of knowing who you're working with and who you're partnering with.
Mhm.
Because I was connected to Mike, Cheryl was a part of my ecosystem. I connected Cheryl with Mike, and look at the value. Look at the value. So many times people think that, relationships are disposable and they don't evolve. And only because sure, I've recommended Mike to a lot of people, but did they even have the capacity to understand the value? Cheryl understood the value. That's why she was able to really nurture that relationship with Mike. He created something for her. Her branding is beautiful, and look at the longevity in it. So
Right.
I hope that what we're sharing today, that you all make a note of this point and don't skip over when you have access to people. When you partner and you collaborate with certain people, it's going to collapse your learning curve. Like you,
Exactly.
because I had 10 years of working with Mike before I even introduced him to Cheryl. So that he was somebody that was vetted. I already knew the quality of the work that he could do. So, think about that. And I just want to add here, this is a good place for me to add this. I last year in October, November, I decided to do a membership community because I have a free Facebook community that I've been working with over 10 years. Right? But remember, most people don't value free. I have about
Right.
1,500.
Yeah.
You got to pay something. So as I was working with my business plan that I created with ChatGPT, and I was talking about my assets, and I talked about my Facebook community. And then I was like, but I'm really tired of that Facebook community. They just don't seem to understand or value what I'm offering. So sure enough, I go watch one of my favorite people on YouTube, and she talked about how her and her business partner went to a paid community where they only charged $1 one time, $1 to get into their paid community.
Right, right.
And so I said, I like that model. I was like, okay, but I'm not going to do anything for $1. I'm not at that stage. They've been very successful and they've been doing their business for a long time. I
Mhm.
said, I'm not going to do $1, but I'm going to do $20.26 for the year that I created this new paid
Mhm.
membership. So I reached out to a ton of my friends. Hey, I need you to be part of my community. I'm getting ready to create something amazing. It's called the Be Well in Business lifestyle community, and it's for the first 100 women. It's only $20.26 for a lifetime membership. And do you understand that these were women I had been working with for years?
Right.
Many of them didn't respond. They ignored. It was only $20.26, and they never had to pay again. But 50 of them said yes.
Uh-huh.
So we got 50 something right away. And I only kept that for made it available for 60 days at that
Mhm.
price. Then I went to nope, okay, it's over. That introductory rate went it's over. It's $20.26 a month, or either it's 199 lifetime. And
Right.
those women that paid a lifetime, we're actually featuring them in the magazine. So now they can be in the magazine. They got good quality content. They
Mhm.
get all of these benefits. But if we are talking to people that don't need or don't value what we have, it don't matter if you charge them $1,
Right.
20,
Or
26, 500, 1,000. Like the goal is to sift and sort so you can get to the people that value what you have. And we can't be emotionally attached when somebody don't value. It means they just don't need it, or they don't have the capacity to know they need it. So,
right, exactly. They don't even know that if they did this little thing, it would
yep.
totally change their business.
Yeah.
Um, Carmen, it's just remarkable. My whole business is about reinvention
Yes.
and encouraging women over 50. And you are the prime example of how I've seen, in real time, watched you just
Thank you.
reinvent yourself through from the time we first met. And it's not like you just been chasing stuff all over the place.
Mhm.
Each step has truly been a benefit to what you do now. And now that I see what Be Well magazine and your whole community is, you can see all those steps that come together. Talk to women about um, who are afraid, who
Mhm.
say, this won't work. I'll never be able to be an author. I'll never be able to write a book. I'll never be able to
Mhm.
start a business. Or
Right.
if I want to go back, I'll never go back to school.
Yes.
Talk to them about the importance of that with what you need within to stay consistent and really know who you are going to become and making that step toward it.
Absolutely. Such a good question. I would say one of my biggest things is to make sure that you put your blinders on, because everybody got an opinion about your life that they didn't live.
Mhm.
So people don't know all of the talents and the resources. So many women I meet all the time that say, man, I want to write my book. I want to write my book. And they have really compelling stories that need to
Mhm.
be shared. And so if you are allowing things like, oh, nobody is going to buy my book, or nobody, I don't have a discipline, that's why you want to get a publisher, a coach, somebody like Cheryl who has mastered that whole piece. I have yet to write my own book, but I'm really clear when I get to that point where I'm able to have the discipline, I have
Mhm.
a resource in Cheryl to know, okay, she can help me to get this out. So we got to make sure that our vision is our vision, and we're not
Right.
letting other people's opinion distract us from our vision. And then my second piece of advice, ladies, if you're over 50, you know we have figured some things out. We have
Mhm.
figured out how to manage our families, how to manage education, formal or otherwise. We've navigated relationships, marriage, divorce, being widows. Like we just been through some
Right.
things.
Right.
If you're over 50, all of that counts. But in this season, when you may become a caregiver of a parent, our roles can diversify. The thing that I want us to commit to is to learn how to play wounded. And that is my
I
superpower.
love that. I love
I
that.
play wounded. So there were
Ah,
some days where I didn't know if I was coming or going. There was days that if I didn't generate a sale, I was going straight to the eviction court. There was days that I said, "Oh my goodness, here come the people. They getting ready to repossess my vehicle." There was days that nobody never knew what was going on because I showed up for my business partners. I still wrote the articles in my magazine, and all I could hear in my spirit was, "This too shall pass." So, and that's what you have to have that. We cannot give the cares of this world too much of ourselves because it's going to keep on happening. We see that. We see this. Like, I have to tell myself every day, I only can do small doses of the news because I'm very politically aware of what's going on, but I can be of this world. I could be in this world, but not of the world. And if you take on this entrepreneurship, treat it as part of your ministry because people are watching you to see how you stand through the fire, and be prepared to play wounded because every day is not going to be a bed of roses.
I love you gave me a new phrase, play wounded.
Yes,
Because that's exactly what we do. You're not gonna
yes,
survive.
yes.
If you let the wounds get you, you'll be stagnant and nothing good will happen
That's
in your
right.
life. You'll just be there and waste a lot of important years. This last year being faced with a breast cancer diagnosis,
Yes.
I'm, I'm living.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
I don't have time. In the beginning, or before that, I could say, "Oh, life is. I'll get to it," but I don't know because my body has told me that you may or may not. So,
Yes.
and,
It helps
and
you
if,
to prioritize things,
right,
right?
yeah, and if you're a woman of faith, as we both are,
Yes.
you know that you just have to live and let God.
That's right. That's right.
Gosh, Carmen, you have shared so much with us today.
Thank you
And
for the
it's
opportunity.
great to just have the opportunity to catch up. I want you to, Carmen has, I was told you about the 4 Ps, but she's also has a little
Oh,
treat that
yes.
she has
Yes. Yes.
created. I want you to
This
show that. You know me in books.
Yes, this is fresh off the press. I just got my copy in the mail yesterday. And so here is a new journal that I have created because not everybody is available to be a part of our free group coaching. And
Right.
sometimes you just need a resource or a tool so you can create your own 40 days and 40 nights of focus. So we have everything in here. It's a undated, so you can start at any time where you actually will have a chart that you can fill out every day. It's in your quotes for the day, how you're using your social media, making sure you remember to get that water in, any special projects, who do you have that you're connecting with, and just holding ourselves accountable. So I'm super proud of the journal, but it's here because I know sometimes we just need something in our hand to remind us that, yeah, we do have goals. What did I do today towards my goal? So thank you for allowing me to share it, Cheryl.
So we get it.
Oh, yes, yes. And so you can go right to joinbewellnetwork.com and coaching / coaching, and you will be able to see the journal. You can also get the PDF because some people just want to get the fillable, do it online,
Right.
and you can have that too at a fraction of the cost. So yes, go, please visit me, email me too if you have any questions about anything you heard on today's conversation. It's Carmen at bewellnetwork.biz. That's my email. And then again, my website is joinbewellnetwork.com. And just go browse. It's a new website. We just made some changes to it. So click around, look at some of the retreats we have coming up. And again, Cheryl, this has been such a blessing to have this time with you today.
It's been wonderful, and we'll put all your information in the comments so people can get in touch with you.
Thank
And
you.
just like whether you are looking again for an opportunity, talk to Carmen. She has a wonderful team. I know a lot of the people on her team, and they
Thank
are. I see them on social media, and ladies, if you really want to see that change, connect with Carmen. And the thing that I love so much is that between the two of us, she has brought me so many references. And I
you.
hope that over the years, me talking about Be Well has
Yeah,
also done the same. And that's how you have a
absolutely.
collaborative relationship
Yes.
with each other. And I appreciate that. So, ladies, don't forget to connect with Carmen. Get your 4P journal. I am going to get mine because I want
Thank you so much.
and connect with the podcast. Let us know how we're doing. We are the number up in the top 25 podcasts in the nation for women over 50. And we
Yeah.
are proud to be in that position. And it's because you all have continued to connect and share with us. So, Carmen, thank you
Congratulations.
so much. And,
Thank
ladies,
you.
you have any final thoughts for us, Carmen?
Just let's stay connected, everyone. Please continue to support the podcast. I will definitely be sharing it with my network and making sure that people plug in. And we can't do everything, y'all, but let's just do our part. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Carmen. This has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Okay, ladies, go out and have a fabulous Monday.